People who try to start charter schools often say, oh, the bureaucrats make it so hard. They put up all these obstacles, and that's why there aren't enough charters yet to have a real market. Except in one town, most kids now attend charters. How'd that happen?
Hurricane Katrina on track to make a direct hit on the low-lying city of New Orleans.
It happened because of a hurricane.
And all eyes on New Orleans, not only a famous city, but below sea levels.
This entire area will be underwater.
Mother Nature is in charge, and now Mother Nature has dealt one horrific blow.
When Katrina flooded New Orleans, it didn't just destroy much of the city. It also destroyed the school system. Some school reformers thought maybe that's what needed to happen.
It was probably one of the worst school districts in the country. It was a horror.
Before Katrina, our schools, I mean, they were just failing.
The choice was, do you rebuild what was there or do you build something entirely new?
Louisiana built something new. They made it easy for people to open charters.
You tell the state, here's my plan.
Ben Markovitz started a charter school called Psi Academy.
We have complete control over the quality of our instruction.
When he started his school in 2008, he was the only employee. He drove his car around New Orleans until 3 in the morning, putting up signs, advertising his school.
And you see this number right here, that was my cell phone.
He had to advertise because students had to choose to go there. They didn't just get sent here because they lived nearby.
We were putting these up everywhere.
He even went to people's houses to recruit.
Living in New Orleans, we've never had that.
Her son Reggie goes to Psi Academy.
He came out and he interviewed, he talked to me, then he talked to Reggie, and he was explaining to him about the hours and academics and stuff.
When the school opened, only a third of the students were proficient on state tests.
I know half of them didn't know how to read.
Now Psi Academy's test results are among the best in the city, even though the school itself is just a bunch of trailers.
There's a plan in my mind to have a permanent building, but if you walk into a school and the first thing they tell you are complaints about their facilities, they're probably not focused on the right things.
How did Psi Academy do it?
Pencils down, please. Good morning, third period.
Well, teachers have to perform because the principal can fire at will.
Yeah, we have at-will contracts at the school.
Sharon Clark runs another New Orleans charter, and she too fires the weakest teachers.
I call it freeing up a person's future.
The charter law also allows parents to fire a school. If they don't like this school, they can send their kid to another. Sharon needs to work hard because she worries about losing her charter.
Yes, every day, sir.
Good morning, class of 2013. Good morning, Miss Howell.
That competition drives schools to try different things, like this morning ritual at Psi Academy.
Who are you?
A scholar. My education is my future, and the future is now.
How are you here?
This seems a little cult-like, and some kids didn't take it seriously. But something worked.
Oh, it is a major difference. Since he's been here, he's become more responsible, thinking.
Even though I didn't like the school at first, as I went to school, I started to want to go to college more because I saw how important it was.
Now Reggie's mother is getting ready to start college, so Reggie tutored her for a test using skills he learned at Psi.
This is how it should have been before Katrina.
So this charter's grown from one employee into another school that's so popular it holds a lottery to decide who gets in.
We are going to have a waiting list of about 200 students long.
This is our first choice by far.
As you saw in Harlem, nervous kids and relatives sit anxiously, hoping their name will be called. Some go away happy.
Thank you. Yay, you're pretty!
Most do not.
It just goes to show that, this kind of school is badly needed in this city. And this kind of education is exactly what we need to be offering to every single kid.
Today, most kids in New Orleans attend charter schools, and test scores across the city are better.
Many of the greatest cities in the world have been reborn amid crises. The Chicago fire resulted in a greater Chicago being built. The San Francisco earthquake resulted in a much more dynamic, safer city emerging. The fire of London resulted in a much greater capital emerging. Well, you know, people in New Orleans are rebuilding the city for the better. The school choice movement is here to stay. It will never go back.
And next, some more good news, this time from the internet. The Blob should be worried because look how excited these kids are about math.
Yeah, told you I need to divide by. Yeah.
Do your kids have a good teacher? How do you know? Maybe the teacher next door is better. Maybe there's a better teacher in another state. Maybe there's a world's best teacher or several. Wouldn't it be great if your kids could have that teacher? Well, today, yes, you can.
Yay, I got it. Woo! Yeah.
These kids are this excited about a math website.
It's amazing.
-4, -4, and we are done.
It taught me a lot of things.
5 years ago, hedge fund analyst Sal Khan created videos like these to tutor his cousin.
That worked out well, so then I started tutoring her brothers and more cousins and all the rest, and I had to do the same lecture over and over again. So I had a friend who said, hey Sal, why don't you put some of your lectures on YouTube? I decided to give it a shot.
Welcome to the presentation on Basic Addition.
Soon, thousands watched his lectures.
I started getting letters from people and comments on YouTube, and they're not like, hey, I think this kind of might have helped on my math exam. They're like, I failed calculus the first time. I've started watching the videos. Now I'm acing the class.
The YouTube numbers kept rising, and he got letters from the Middle East, Africa.
What Sal Khan has done is amazing.
Now Khan is funded by Bill Gates, and he offers web lectures on everything from history to economics to computer science. His videos are viewed millions of times.
Not only is it reaching millions of students right now, but even if, God forbid, I got hit by a bus when I walk outside, it'll still be able to reach millions and maybe eventually billions of students.
You just happen to be good at teaching?
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. He's a great teacher.
I hope that helps. See you in the next video.
It's really helping us learn a lot more.
It's exciting that he gets kids so excited about math.
Yeah, told you.
In most parts of life, things have gotten much better. Cars, computers, cell phones. Education, not so much.
Right. You know, you rewind, I don't know, 80 or 90 or 100 years, and you would have the local band that, you know, if you had a party, that was the only gig in town.
Each village might have a storyteller or a singer.
Exactly. But then once you have mass media coming out, then people say, wait, why don't we take the best musician, the best actor, the best storyteller in whatever way, and record it and put it out on radio, put it out on records or, you know, or whatever. And I think, in theory, that could have happened with education before.
But it hasn't. Even for basic math, multiplication tables, I thought they'd be using video games.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's a huge bureaucracy, most of which wants to say no to change the system.
It's the blob, people call it.
It's the blob, and it is. And I think what's fun from our point of view is that we are able to reach students outside of the blob.
This California school district started using Khan's videos in 5th grade classrooms. The teachers were skeptical, but now they're impressed at what it does for the kids.
They're happy to walk in the door every morning. They're excited about math. It isn't, oh, we're doing math. It's like, oh my gosh, we have math this morning. That's great.
You're just like learning new things.
We assume that most people on their own don't want to learn or don't want to get engaged in mathematics. And
yeah,
but I think they're just frustrated because most of them are in classrooms that are not catering to them.
At first, teachers worried that the online instruction could replace them. But
I think it's so wrong, as my teachers would tell you. They have taught more math than they've ever taught before.
Now teachers can tutor kids one-on-one.
I noticed you were having some issues with fractions.
You can go at your own pace.
And because kids can go at their own pace.
So I've got students who are still working on easy multiplication, and then I've got students who are working in high school math.
Some kids enjoy Khan's lessons so much, they study at home.
Some of them are doing 2 and 3 hours a night at home when I'm asking for 15 minutes.
When I'm at home and I have some time, I just log on, and it's way more fun to do math.
So finally, after all these years of kids being bored in school and not learning math, that's over?
I think it might be.
Hope so. If it happens, it'll be thanks to those online classes. or the charter schools, or other experiments that break out of the union-dominated government monopoly. Let 1,000 flowers bloom. It's competition that's given us better medicine, transportation, technology, everything. Don't our kids deserve that too? That's our show. I'm John Stossel. Thanks for watching.